All politicians are supposed to be sensitive to the mood of the public. But human nature being what it is, sometimes the mood of the public changes, shifts very rapidly. There is a very unique breed of politicians who not only read the mood of the public, but are also able to gauge very quickly a shift or a change in the mood of the public. I only know 3 Kenyan politicians who had this ability: J.M. Kariuki, Tom Mboya, and of course Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. Even as president, Moi was able to gauge very accurately the mood of Kenyans on the ground. He was able to gauge very accurately any change or shift in the mood of the people. And this is what saved Kenya from bloodshed in the 90s. Actually, to be more precise, in the year 1990. Younger Kenyans may have heard of something called the Saba Saba riots of the 90s, and I'll cover that more substantially in the next episode of this series, But many political observers and analysts even today do not realize just how serious those riots were, how serious that protest was. Now bear in mind that Moi was surrounded by sycophants, by people who just praised him from morning till evening. Mama na baba, mtukufu rais, you're the only one, blah, 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 blah. Mkulima number 1, mfanyi biashara number 1, everything number 1, It was quite sickening actually. And so in many ways he was shielded from perhaps knowing exactly what the people on the ground are feeling, He was shielded from being able to sense very early, shifts in the mood of the public. But because of this ability Daniel Toroitich arap Moi had, he was able to save the country from very serious bloodletting. Moi quickly deflated the situation by allowing multi-party democracy. Okay? Now, this was not an easy thing or something to be taken lightly. Because remember, Moi had very ruthlessly crushed protests. He had jailed people, put people in detention, etc., etc. This was a very firm, strong dictator. Moi was ruling with an iron hand. Therefore, for somebody so ruthless, in clamping down on dissent, to suddenly turn around and say, yes, we'll accept multi-party democracy, and taking the lead to ensure that the law was changed accordingly, it was not a small thing. But above everything else, it was a political ploy that deflated the situation very quickly, cooled down temperatures in the country dramatically, and averted what would have been a very serious bloodletting phase of our history. Now, it is very sad that in Kenya today, the year 2018, we do not have such politicians left. Indeed, the people in power have no clue. They are not aware of the fact that the public mood has changed into what I would call a very, very dangerous mood and mindset. Many Kenyans don't see it, many Kenyans don't get it. Historically, one thing has been proved beyond any reasonable doubt as far as Kenyans are concerned. Kenyans are very patient, they're very peace-loving people. However, when Kenyans are fed up with something, they tend to react in a very violent manner. They tend to react in a way that shocks everybody. And you start wondering, are these the Kenyans I know? What's going on? And that is exactly what happened during the infamous 1990 Saba Saba riots. In those famous riots that started as demonstrations, hundreds of people were killed. Yep, hundreds. Thousands appeared before court. 2 human rights activists fled the country, into exile. Kenneth Njindo Matiba and Charles Rubia were hauled into detention, as well as Raila Odinga, 1990. Now, what I really find fascinating is the coverage of one foreign media, commenting on that situation at that time. This is what they said. The crackdown contained the protests, which Moi called the work of drug addicts. But church leaders insisted it was a rebellion against the government brought about by poverty and lack of public participation in national affairs. Wow! Deja vu, deja vu, deja vu. How things never change, yeah? Because that is exactly what we're facing today, yeah? That last sentence, yeah. I mean, people are talking about exclusion, yeah? Part of the anger in the public is this thing of exclusion, where people are feeling that they're being left out. Certain communities, rather vast majority of the communities in Kenya feel left out, yeah? There are even many Kenyans who do not feel that they are Kenyan. Yeah, how things never change. Yeah, how the more things change, the more they remain the same. Well, it is very sad and it's a tragedy for the country. And the tragedy is that we do not have politicians with those kind of skills. Indeed, even opposition politicians, and I'm talking about the opposition principles, may not have been able to gauge the mood of the public, yeah, from what we hear and from the way they are behaving, yeah, to realize that their moderate stand, yeah, some of the NASA principles, their moderate stand will not wash with the Kenyan public at this time. It won't. And the reason why they're in that position is that they've failed to gauge, they've failed to sense the very drastic, dramatic shift in the public mood in Kenya. Because if they did, they'd realize that where we have reached as a country today, Kenyans, it seems, will go to great lengths to get electoral justice. And that is very scary. Until next time, this is Kshs Kumekucha.